Dr. Ryan Cole is about to find out if he can continue to practice medicine in the state of Washington. We first met Dr. Cole when he was telling us about the long hours he was putting in, working in his pathology lab in Garden City. It was the somewhat early days of the coronavirus pandemic. Remember that? Back in 2020, just 9 months into the pandemic. Since it first appeared in Idaho, we were told testing was the key to keeping the virus under control. You have to know where it is, how many have it, and if you're making any progress on slowing it. You just completed another 27-hour day, is that correct?
That is correct. I did. Yep. I haven't slept since yesterday morning.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not. No, you just, you run on adrenaline and caffeine, and then you power nap and you get a couple REM cycles in, you wake up and you do it all over again.
The day we spoke with Dr. Cole's lab had just completed processing 1,800 COVID tests in 24 hours. And then he took a lot of his work outside the lab. A lot has happened since then. The vaccine was released shortly after that, with frontline healthcare workers being the first to get it in December of that year, just after we had that conversation. In many cases, they were made to get it or they could lose their jobs. It was within the next few months that Dr. Cole became a darling of the pandemic hoax and anti-COVID vaccine movement.
I have no agenda. I just want people to understand, one, what public health messages have we been missing? What treatment should be available to everybody. I want to talk a little bit about the quote vaccines. This is where we are right now. So does that look like a pandemic? It was. It's not anymore. We are in an endemic now. Statistically, the pandemic is over in Idaho.
That was March 4th of 2021, a year into the pandemic in Idaho. And no, it wasn't over, not even close, because months later, the health crisis would get so bad in the Gem State, the entire state's medical systems would go into crisis standards of care. They could turn people away. From there, Dr. Cole would join forces with America's frontline doctors, the outlying group of physicians who have been accused and proven to be, outlying to the public about the pandemic and the vaccine. Also that summer, in the middle of his world tour touting his anti-COVID vaccine message, in August of 2021, Dr. Ryan Cole was appointed to be the lone physician on the Central District Health Board, replacing the one who'd been there for 15 years because, as one Ada County commissioner said, it's time we try someone with a different perspective. Well, that whole time, Dr. Cole had been promoting the benefits of treating COVID-19 with the anti-parasitic medicine ivermectin. So much the rage, ivermectin, we showed pictures of shelves from D&B Supply back then where the horsewormer, dewormer, had been sold out, despite the store posting the warning this product not safe for approved for human use. Those were empty shelves back in August of 2021. It was also around that time we learned from Dr. Cole he had prescribed ivermectin, not the horse dewormer, by the way, but the medicine, ivermectin, to more than 200 patients. A couple months later, in October of 2021, the Washington Medical Commission opened an investigation into Dr. Cole based on a complaint filed claiming his medical advice and treatment for COVID-19 was below the standard of care. Washington, that's one of the several states where Dr. Cole is certified to practice his medicine. And that brings us to today, when the Washington Medical Commission opened its hearing regarding those complaints against Dr. Cole. For what they allege are numerous false and misleading statements related to COVID-19 and for treating patients with COVID-19 or preventing infection in a manner beneath the standard of care. In the complaint, there are 4 patients who all claim they received care from Dr. Cole on a website, which is myfreedoctor.com, during the summer of 2021. All say he treated them, none of which were vaccinated, through instant messaging on that website without seeing them in person or by video. The complaint says he prescribed ivermectin to all of them, and in some cases in doses stronger than recommended on the bottle. A couple of them, they claim, had pharmacies refuse to fill those prescriptions, and then Dr. Cole was unable to be reached for a follow-up. The first witness in today's hearing, Dr. Rebecca Johnson, who in 2021 was the CEO of the Board of Pathology, the American Board of Pathology, she told the panel the medical profession has a public trust to maintain high standards, to have integrity, and to practice evidence-based knowledge and use that in the best care of their patients. She said she felt the need to get involved when she heard about what Dr. Cole was saying in public.
I'm Dr. Ryan Cole. I'm a Mayo Clinic trained board certified anatomic pathologist, clinical pathologist, dermatopathologist, way too many years of school. Also did some PhD research in immunology. So immunology, virology is right up my alley.
He had been certified in dermatopathology, but he had allowed that certification to lapse. So he was misrepresenting his credentials. So we sent him a cease and desist letter.
Dr. Johnson was one of the first to write a letter to the Washington Medical Commission sparking this investigation, something she was inspired to do because of a complaint. Well, she said she received several complaints about Dr. Cole, but she also received a long, detailed letter from Dr. David Pate, the retired CEO of St. Luke's Health System and a member of Idaho's COVID task force. And in that letter, Dr. Pate described what Dr. Cole was doing and how it was well below the standard of care anywhere. Dr. Johnson was asked about that by Dr. Cole's lawyer, attorney Nancy Garrett.
Okay, what harm can you say that Dr. Cole did to others? Specific harm, please.
It's my understanding that he prescribed ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, both of which were well proven to have no efficacy in the treatment or prevention of COVID. Even the manufacturer, Merck, of ivermectin released a statement saying that it has no role or value in the treatment of COVID.
Okay, so you have no evidence of harm to patients, right?
No direct evidence.
Well,
But again, I wouldn't have, how would I have access to that information? It's protected health information.
That's true. Dr. Pate, by the way, was called to testify today about an hour ago, a little more than an hour ago. He spent the rest of this afternoon, or most of this afternoon, with an infectious disease expert, breaking down what misinformation and disinformation Dr. Cole has spread over the last couple of years. Things like calling the COVID vaccine the clot shot, needle rape, and claiming it directly causes cancer, and whether ivermectin would actually work against COVID. Dr. Cole's attorney said today, this case is about two things: free speech and direct harm to patients. The hearing is scheduled to continue the rest of this week. There are only a handful of witnesses expected, but we are not sure if we will hear from Dr. Cole or not.